What is up, T-Fam? Today on George Reviews, we'll be taking a look at the final Dinobot to be released in the 1986 the movie studio series line. It is Swoop, done in its cartoon accurate / Diaclone colors. We have an open window that allows us to get a nice little peek at Swoop in the packaging. The packaging reads as follows: Takara Tomy, Transformers the movie. Generations, Transformers, Studio Series 86. He is number 26. Autobot, Dinobot Swoop. 8 and up, Hasbro at the bottom. We get an image of Swoop on the front of the packaging with a laser blast coming out of his mouth in Dino mode. Side of the box, the reverse artwork of Swoop flying the other way. Back of the box shows us that it's 21 steps. Big screen inspired scale detail backdrop. Dinobot Swoop, Battle of Autobot City. Then at the bottom we get a little statement: Swoop and the Dinobots drop in to destroy. Devastator. Didn't go so well. Final panel, we get the 86 series and Swoop once again. This time no fire blast. He is a leader class figure. Then on the bottom of the box, top of the box, we get the Transformers the movie logo. Let's get this guy open and take a look. Swoop's Autobot City backdrop. We have some instructions, nothing further in the box. For whatever reason, he comes with Grimlock's sword, which is very cool. I'm not questioning it, but he should have came with all the other Dinobots extra accessories, but we'll take what we got. Back here we have even more accessories. We have Swoop bombs or launchers, and they're like half a launcher and hollowed out those cheap bastards at Hasbro. And we have the actual missile or bomb attachment. And this concludes the unboxing portion of the video. Before the backdrop gets recycled, let's get Swoop his 1986 the movie yearbook picture. Okay, let's take a look at the fifth and final Dinobot Swoop. Not a lot going on this figure. He is blue plastic, gray plastic with some silver paint, and a little bit of black plastic splashed in. A little bit of red paint on the legs. Some gold right here down these legs. I think this would have been served better if they had painted the legs white and painted the wings white or pearlescent white like some of the parts on Slag. I think he would have popped more. But just like this, he looks a little bit dull. I'm still happy to add Swoop to the collection. Looking forward to the Pterodactyl Petrodon mode, whatever it is. But let's take a look at Swoop's face. He looks just like the cartoon. Just what I hoped for and what I expected. I think the head sculpt is the highlight of this figure in robot mode. Nice stern face, silver painted over the red plastic, blue eyes painted in. You can see him very clearly. Looks very good. See the beak in the middle of his chest. We got a nice Autobot logo right there. There's some red plastic pieces in here. I think these are stickers on the original figure. Nice molded and detail all over Swoop though. And I think he could have benefited. I'm sure this is accurate. I know it's accurate with the gray hands, but man, he could have used some black hands to break some of this up. Some gold on the thighs right here. This could have been done in a pearlescent white, and so I think the wings too, to make them pop a little bit more, look a little bit more cartoony. I'll bring out the cartoon model a little bit later. Black plastic in his shins right here and for his feet. And one thing that's kind of like, what? Is the heel spurs back here are done in blue plastic. Like, why didn't they just continue to black? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Well, let's take a look at Swoop's articulation in this mode. Swoop can look up this far. His head's on a ball joint. Look down this far. Not much at all. I don't think that's going down at all. His chin is like hitting right here. Get some side to side on that ball joint. 360 on that ball joint. Shoulders up this far, which is a lot. 360 on that hinge. Bicep swivel. Yes. Elbow bend. And coming to his hand, it doesn't do anything but fold up for transformation. No 360. Nice molded and detail for his fingers though. Swoop's waist. You got to move the beak up to get a full 360. But without the beak being moved up, it goes side to side this far. He can get a very impressive split from the sides as well as front to back. Swoop has an upper thigh swivel. We'll go for a 360. Knee bend, this much out of it is single jointed. No ankle swivel, but he does have ankle articulation. He can rock out to the side, allowing Swoop to get a wider stance and keep both feet on the ground. Swoop has 2 rocket launchers accompanied by 2 bombs. It is a red plastic painted gold, and they could have just casted some gold plastic. Don't give me that gold syndrome stuff because that's the thing of the past. And they just plug in right there, and you can store them here in his robot mode to make them screen accurate like this. They also port into the back here depending on how you want to do it. It's up to you. And he comes with 2 swords. He comes with Grimlock's sword, as I stated before, and his own sword. And it is very highly accurate to the original Generation 1 sword. Looks awesome. You can get it in his hand. And if you want it, he can dual wield Grimlock's sword. Why not? Let's check it out. Let's see what he can do. Yeah, Swoop is ready for some action. And if you don't know by now, you should. All these weapons nowadays have some type of plug and port system where he can carry them in his robot mode. Let's see if we can get the sword back here. There's 1 and 2, and he can store the swords and the bombs on his wings. Now for the mode that I'm looking most forward to, I think I'm gonna leave the bombs on. Get Swoop transformed now. Fold his fist up. And 21 steps, I'm pretty sure this guy does nothing. I think these arms hang out. This chest keeps wanting to open up on this side. So we're going to open up this chest. See what happens here. Take his face, open up this part right here, put his face in there, and lock it in right there. Raise the head up. And collapse the chest in. Think it accordions. Up in. This side comes over. Alright, and there are a couple tabs that bring it together. Coming back to his legs and these heel spurs. We're going to collapse these down. Just like that. Unfold the wings 1 time. Take these legs and bring them up there. These are like ports disguised as part of his molding. And there's a hole right here to accommodate that port. I got that correct. Okay, got that in there. And then the arms tab into the underside of the wings. There's a front tab and a back tab. Come over to this side. That tabbed in. Straighten these out, and the wings transform a little bit wider, like so. Bring this one around, like so, and accordion these out. And here is our Swoop. Let's line it up a little bit. Here is Swoop with Pterodactyl Petrodon. Don't get to treat me bad in the comments for whichever bird or dinosaur or whatever he was or is, or you know what I'm saying. This is very impressive. I didn't think he would turn out to be this big in his dino mode. Let's check out that dino mode. We could still see the Autobot symbol. Obviously, the blue eyes in this dino mode. The gold paint looks fantastic, which was casted in plastic, but it still looks great. Taking a look at his inner mouth. He has a slide here. Looks like something fit in there, but I don't think it does. He has a port for a flame effect, which we don't have. Some gray plastic on the roof of his mouth. The mouth is nice and filled in. We got a couple teeth molded in on the sides. Nice little detail going on his head. A lot of detailing going on the wings right here. Silver painted. Autobot logo. Looks like they actually molded in the area where the Autobot logo is printed at. Looks good. Looks like the Generation 1 toy. Looks like the cartoon. I don't know if this. Alright, let's see if he can stand on these little dino legs right here. Yup. Now for the articulation, even though I played with it enough anyway. The head can look down this far, which is a lot. Can we get it up? We can look up this far. More articulation in this mode. No side to side, unfortunately. That would have been totally cool. The beak opens and closes. We went over that. The wings, you can get them up like this for a diving run. And also for the transformation, you can do a couple little things with it to make it look different. Does that. And on these hinges right here, They come up a little bit, but you have to detach them. But you can get a little bit more expression out of him in his dino mode if you pull the wings apart. And nothing else is going to give us any articulation, I don't think, in this mode. I guess maybe the toes. Yep, the dino toes move in this mode. So get out of here. We got a little articulation in the dino feet. And for those of you who are into that thing, we still have weapon storage right here. I don't know, we want to go to the front or to the back. I don't know. A little bit more wind resistant this way. Let's turn him to the back. And he can carry around the 2 swords in this dino mode. Yeah, this is well worth it. This mode right here, this will do it. I am happy with my purchase. Alright, here are all 5 Dinobots together. I didn't think I was going to be able to get them all in the same shot, but I have done it. This is what I thought we were going to get when we were kids, and I saw the commercial for the Dinobots, and I saw the cartoon when, was it Blue Sticker was like, holy heterodyne, look at the size of those things. I thought they were going to be huge, because I hadn't seen the toys until after I saw the episode where they introduced the Dinobots, and I got Grimlock, and boy, was I shocked at the scale. Now for the Generation 1 Swoop, and there is a huge size difference between these 2 guys. I'm wondering if we will get a second release of this guy, some type of exclusive or something, with a clear beak and a red chest down the road. But they kept a lot of the same elements, and look, they didn't bother to continue this paint app onto this part. Those cheap bastards. The Generation 1 toy has it completed all the way through, and they just stopped like right here. Are you kidding me? And this guy, he has the landing gear. No landing gear for this guy. I really wasn't expecting it, but it would have been nice. I completely forgot the launchers, but I'm glad I remembered before the video was over. You know what? If I could squeeze it in, another comparison in this mode, here is Studio Series Cyclonus. I don't think he's a movie guy, but it's like it's the same damn thing. If I can squeeze it in, here's our Swoop next to the cartoon model. Switching back into robot mode for Swoop and continuing the animation comparison, and you can see immediately how the animation version of Swoop pops more with the white legs and the white wings. I really wish they had went that route, because with the gray arms and then the fists are gray too on the Studio Series toy, along with the plug-in bombs on the wings just blending in. Even though the legs and the wings have that silver, but it just blends all in to the gray. I guess it's not shiny enough, but it just doesn't work as well as it should have. I think they missed the opportunity by not painting those parts white. Next up is Generation 1 Swoop, and he towers over this guy. But you know what? I can do better. Now it's a party. Studio Series Cyclonus, Masterpiece Shockwave, fellow 1986 Studio Series Grimlock. You Swoop, give me that sword now. Trying to squeeze them all in. Here are all 5 Dinobots together, and you can clearly see the Swoop is the runt of the litter. And by my eyes measure, there's less plastic going on into Swoop, and maybe that's where we get the Grimlock sword from. But it seems like they would have took the opportunity with him being the final Dinobot to complete the rest of these guys' weapons as well, sword and gun. Alright, one last comparison. Here's Generation 1 Optimus Prime and Blue Streak, and as a child, this is what I thought the Dinobots were going to be as far as scale.
Look at the size of those things. Great Cybertron. Holy heterodyne.
Okay, to drive my final point home and to lead into my final thoughts, again, I'm showing you the white parts on Slag, his legs. This is actually plastic. They painted his gun white, but I just don't understand why, because they use white plastic. Anyway, I think if they had did Swoop's wings and legs in that white, he would really pop. So that kind of leaves this guy in 4th place as the best looking Dinobot overall. He looks really good in his pterodactyl mode, but as far as overall, I got to put him right there with Sludge. I think Sludge is the weakest of all 5 1986 Studio Series Dinobots. And it's a real shame, because with just a simple color change, either paint or plastic, he could have came in at number 2. Now, I'm not going to go in and hit it with some paint. I'm just not that guy. I mean, I would love to see it from some customizers, some guys that go in and really know what they're doing and hit it with the paint or whatever, and I'm pretty sure it would look great, but Hasbro could have gave it to us. So leading into my final thoughts, Swoop overall is about a 7 out of 10. His strongest mode is his Dino mode. There's nothing really wrong with the robot mode. He has the 80s square rectangular panels everywhere to his body and everything, which is very cool. It's from that era. But just everything just really outside of the blue chest and the gold beak breaking it up, everything else just blended all together, and it kind of bugged me. It's cool he came with the Grimlock sword. That is also a bonus. And you gotta have Swoop to complete your Dinobot, so it's no point of me even trying to recommend it or not recommend it. Definitely pick it up. I'm happy I got him, happy I added him, but just when you get them in hand and you got the other Dinobots, you're like, they could have did better. So yeah, I'm not gonna try to stretch it out. That is my final thought on Swoop. Happy to have him. I've had mine for a couple weeks now. I pre-ordered it on Amazon.com when it was first released, and I didn't want to have a problem I had trying to track down Snarl. It was really difficult. I walked in and found everybody else on the show, but Snarl was a real tough rundown for me. So, do you have your Swoop? Did you pre-order them? How did you get yours? Where did you pick them up? Have you seen them in stores yet? Let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you all for joining me for another episode of George Reviews, the reviews where every toy has a story.
Good part, Cup. Tell Swoop good part.